Hello students, can I get the confirmation from your end if you are able to hear my voice? I believe everything is fine. Okay, so let's start the class. Yeah, can I get a confirmation possible from your end if possible? Students, I believe you all can hear my voice and the screen is also visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. So students, I want to say two things. I have also uploaded a document called pre-seen decoding. It is already there in our Google Classroom because I have just summarized the pre-seen analysis in the decoding as well. And I have put the important informations that is relevant for you to do the examination. So students, just go through that if possible. So students, what I'm going to do is, as I told you, this will be a complete course where I will be doing the full analysis as well. So students, you need to understand very important aspect. If you see the latest papers, they are saying AI, CPA and SEMA. That means now it is formally announced and collaborated that CPA, American CPA and the CIMA is working together. So students from America who is doing the AICPA will be also sitting for the management case study exam, the same paper, the same syllabus. Now, management case study examination, November 22, February 23, pre-seen material. Now, as you already know, we were analyzing the content of this. So today, let's work on the SWOT analysis, content by content, so that the areas will be covered. And also we will be doing a very good application of the pre-seen in full. So students, today I will take a little extra time as well. It will finish a little bit of late, half an hour late today. I won't finish sharply at 1 hour. I'll take 1 hour and 30 minutes. And the recordings are also going on. So in case if you have any urgency, you can leave, not an issue. So students, Happy Place is a quoted toy retailer. Now, if you see these data like quoted toy retailer, is something called explicit information. Explicit information means that it is clearly visible to anyone. So in your examination, you need to understand the explicit and also you need to understand something called the implicit. Implicit is the interior, which you can't see, but this is very, very important from the manager's point of view. So it's a quoted retailer and has a chain of retail stores. So quoted retailer means students, their stocks are holding in the sales. So I'll just write down a small area that is called IAS 33, which is called EPS. So students, don't worry, I will give you this document also, the annotated one for you. So it is a quoted entity and has a chain of retail shops. However, Happy Place also sells substantial quantity toys online also. So the basic idea is they are a physical store and they are also what students, they are also an online store as well, physical store and online store as well. So students, what I will do is a basic application. So in the strength, what I will write down here is it's a quoted what students, it's a quoted what students entity and having physical and online stores. Now, students get this understanding very clearly, and I assume most of you all has gone through the pre-seen materials. They already have how many shops, students? 120 shops they have in West area. So 120 shops and I'll write down here, in which country, students? In West area, our country. Students, can I quickly get a confirmation from you all in the chat box if that is clear for you? Because that is very, very, very important for your understanding. Can I get a confirmation, students, if that is fine? So students, I will be doing a full analysis. So it will be completely done. So Happy Playz operates in West area, a developed country that has a strong economy and whose citizens have high standard of living. So indirectly, Pavitra, what does this sentence mean? Strong economy, citizens have high standard of living. What does this mean, Pavitra? Any idea? Or Nicholas? Yeah.
Yeah, it means maybe the per capita income is more and they are able to afford uh, more expensive
Very
maybe.
good, very
So
good, very good. So it is known as the disposable income, correct? If I'm not mistaken. Disposable income means the income that is after you satisfy your basic needs and wants will be generally high. And toys are not food, which is essential. So when the disposable income is very high, there will be always a high demand for the toys. So students, what I will write down is, now it's a good point of view. So I'll write down it's an external factor. So in the opportunity, students, can I mention here very openly, the toy demand can be anticipated in West area since the general public has a strong, what, students? Disposable income. Students, understand it very clearly. Lego toys all are very, very expensive, and only people with high disposable income can afford this. So I believe that is a good point. And in case if I miss anything, you can let me know also. West area's currency is W dollars. So I'll just circle this W dollars. So technical reference, IAS 21. Students, IAS 21, there is a standard which is known as foreign currency translation, a basic standard. You can just watch that video in the IFRS studio. I have just developed a video in our Google Classroom. You can watch that. So foreign currency translation. Foreign currency, what, students? Translation. So just understand it, why they give it also. Western company law requires company to prepare financial statements in accordance with IFRS. So that's good thing because they have the international finance capacity. You are the finance manager. Understand your role very clearly. You are not a student. You are a finance manager at Happy Playz head office. Your primary responsibilities are associated with management accounting, and you report to Yogme Queen. So students, understand it very clearly. You report to a person called Yogme Queen, the senior finance manager, who reports directly to whom, students? Who report directly to the finance director. So students, your role is very clear. You are a senior finance manager. So students, I'll just write down here W dollar exposed to devaluation. And the other one, students, if I'm not mistaken, in the strength, I'll write down IFRS is followed by finance team. So international competence. International competence. Wonderful. Now, are you clear with this introduction part? Can I get a confirmation from you all, students, if you are clear with this introduction part? Are you fine with that, students? Anything did I miss? Everything is clear? Yeah. Now, students, one thing I want to make sure. Now, initially they started about the company, and observe it very clearly. They are going to the industry. So I will also go to the industry. So understand it very well. This is the toy industry. Toy industry. Industry means the entire ecosystem. Students, entire ecosystem of the industry, entire ecosystem. So students, let's start going through this in detail, the toy industry. Toys can take forms in many forms, ranging from simple playthings for infant to sophisticated models and puzzles. Toys are essentially products that are intended to stimulate play and sometimes learning through play. Now, students, if you don't mind, can you please take it out? The objective of toys is very clearly mentioned here. What is the objective? Two objectives are there. One is stimulate what, students? Play. That means you need to give the person a playing feeling, stimulate play. And the other one, if I'm not mistaken, is learning. Learning. Because students, why I'm taking this out is, this is a very, very important point. Why? When you're doing an investment appraisal, or in case when you're doing a new product development, non-financial factor, you need to always check whether the toy is able to stimulate. So can I write down here, new product development? Pavitra, do you understand that if I'm not mistaken? So you are designing a toy which is not giving any stimulation. You are designing a toy which is not giving any learning to the student or to the player. Will that have any value? I don't think so. Are you clear with that, Pavitra?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So students, please mention that, because many people miss that when they are writing. Students, I am using Pavitra as the moderator in the classroom. Please don't misunderstand. In case if you have any questions, you can always ask me. And I think last class I made a mistake. I will correct the mistake. And I think Mr. Shenaz has told the correct answer. I will just correct my mistake also. So students, I'm just moving forward so it is clear. This definition is broad and it is not always clear whether it applies to certain product. Market analysts generally agree toys fall in the following categories. So students, these are the categories of toys. And what we need to do is we need to identify as finance managers the things that are very actively going in the market, the things which are not actively going in the market. So students, try to make sure that you are able to get that clearly. So action figures. Now, when you see the action figure, you can clearly understand this is a Superman type of figure they have mentioned. So if you generally observe action figure, are models that can take many different forms, ranging from small molded plastic. Now, when you see the molded plastic figures, there is a huge problem. Can someone tell me what is the problem with plastic? Very clear. What is the problem? Recycling. So can I write down here integrated reporting? So I'll just write down here IR. Don't worry about the concept, students. I'm just brainstorming the concept. Integrated reporting. And can you write down here recycling? There will be a biggest challenge in recycling also. When we're importing plastic to our country, later there can be pressure groups coming forward as well, that can be dressed in different uniform and outfits and equipped with accessories. Many action figure toys are based on characters from television series or films. Toy manufacturers often pay film producers for the right to manufacture such toys under license. So students, I'm going to mention here IAS 38. What is IAS 38? Intangible asset. So students, just write down these notes, because you observe it very clearly, students. This toy, what is they have taken is practically something that is having a license. You can manufacture by your own. Action figures are not necessarily based on human characters. They can be in the form of animals, alien creatures as well. Action figures are popular with children of the age group of 4 to 8. Students, a practical question: what is the biggest risk in action toys? Can someone tell me what is the biggest risk in this product segment? What is the biggest risk in this product segment? Students, asking your point. What is the biggest risk in this product segment? Pavitra?
So, risk in terms of the company is that plastics are not environmentally good.
No, that anyway we discussed. Any other things that I have not discussed? Mr. Shenaz, Nicholas, the risk of action figures are trend. What is trend is, now if you see Superman, then it will end up with Batman. The trend always changes. Students, are you understanding what I'm saying? The biggest threat is trend. Did you understand what I'm saying there, Pavitra? Because action figures
Yes,
is exposed to trend, right? Because every time a new action figure comes in, the old action figure goes out. So
correct.
it's
Okay.
again going with the trend. So as retail store, we should be always observing the trend clearly. Students, can I quickly get a double Y in the chat box if you understood that a risk factor? Because that is very, very, very important, the way you think. Students, you should think effectively like a finance manager. You should think very open-minded. Free thinking is very important. The next one, art and craft. Let's go through that also. So students, if you see, art and craft include crayons, then paints. These are stationery also, right? If I'm not mistaken, paints, plasticine, and other that can be used by children to create model and drawing. So art and craft effectively is giving learning experience. One is it should create a stimulate playing or learning experience. So it's a learning toy, educational toy. Craft toys can be designed for unstructured play. They can include large boxes of crayons or markers that use washable ink. Craft toys can also be used to encourage more structured creativity. Coloring books provides children with line drawings that can be filled using crayons or pencils. Such drawings can be original. They can be licensed images of favorite characters, scenes from television. That means certain crayons may have some licenses as well. These products are usually aimed at a quite narrow age. Children can play with crayons from the age of 18 months, and the toys will appear to the age of 10 years. Students, can I write down here? Customer life cycle is long. It's a very good product. What do you think, um, Pavitra? Is this product a very good product? The customer life cycle is higher or long? Very long.
Sir.
Agree?
Yes, sir.
Pavitra, what is the risk of art and craft toys? What is the risk you observe with art and craft toys? Anyone in the class? What is the risk in the art and craft toys? Students, you should be very much a business person here. Can you quickly tell me what is the risk?
Uh,
This
yeah, this stationaries is not necessarily like it has to be bought from the toy shop. It can be bought from other local stationery shops also.
wonderful. Local stationery shops also, they have substitute. Excellent way of thinking. And one more thing, Pavitra, if you don't mind, do you think the margin is high or low? Profit margin in this product? Profit margin. What do you think? Will the company earn a huge profit margin or a very low profit margin? Frankly speaking, a low profit margin.
Low,
What do
low
you,
prof.
low profit margin? But students, action figures are like unique items, like very high profit margin also. Students, if you are fine with the arts and craft, can I quickly get a confirmation in the chat box? We are doing an industry analysis specifically targeting the data given. So I'm just going through this in more detailed way so that you will understand it very clearly in the application form. Building sets. Let's go to this. Building sets consist of metal, plastic parts that can be used to build models. Again, plastic comes into the picture. Building sets can be designed to encourage, create play with children designing and building their own creation. This again a learning toy. Okay, more than playing stimuli, it's the learning experience. Building toys sets can be used to design to construct particular object, such as a model car or a house. Such sets are accompanied by plans that have parts required to make that item. Some models are often based on characters, vehicles, or location from television program. So students observe it very clearly. This industry is mostly a connected industry. Toys are connected to television program. so that children will buy directly. So understand it very clearly. A television program, a channel or a television set can be a stakeholder in your examination. Building sets are sold for children for all ages, including complicated kits that are intended to be constructed by adults. Some products are designed to play by children by 18 months with large parts that are easy to handle and safe to play. So again, it's a long life cycle, long customer life cycle, long customer life cycle, long customer life cycle. So what is the risk in this product? What is the risk in this product? If you are selling this product, what is the major risk? Pavitra?
Relationship with the stakeholders?
No, no. Just think about the product
A
first.
trend?
Trend, no, because building sets, right?
No, because it depends on the television program. So as soon as the programs change, or maybe
Good, but
like
I'm telling the general point of view. Even if you see, even for the crayons, everything, television programs and films are there. Correct? No, if I'm
okay.
not mistaken.
Mm.
So I'm asking the general point of view in building sets. What is the biggest challenge or risk we may face? Students, a very strategic way of thinking. What you are saying is perfectly correct, Pavitra. There is nothing wrong. But as I told you, this industry is more connected towards entertainment, that is cartoon, television channel, everything. So that is a basic factor to be kept in mind. But what is the risk in this? What is your thought process? Now, if I observe the biggest risk in these items, if I'm not mistaken, is injury. Because if you see, these blocks can be swallowed. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes or no? By the children, small children. Are you getting what I'm saying? They can
Yes.
swallow the blocks. That is one major injury that can happen. So that is one risk, it will be there. If they swallow something, if something happens, and if there is no caution certificate given in front of the box, there will be a bigger challenge for us also. So get that clearly. Now coming to the next one. This is like the star product, I can generally say, dolls. Dolls, if I say, the uniqueness of dolls is the target audience is whom?
Females,
Females.
girls.
Correct, no, students? You understand the target audience is purely females, right? And it's very important that you need to make sure that no one is lost in the business. There are several types of dolls that allows for differences between age group in children and different ways to play with dolls. Now, baby dolls represents infants and designed to play, in which doll is nurtured and cared. So that is one. Large dolls between 30 centimeters to 50 tall, they may represent a licensed character from the television. Now, again, did you understand, Pavitra, the television is something, an essential thing. Do you get that understanding?
Yes,
Very
sir.
related industry. Feature dolls are similar to large dolls, but have active features such as electronic. They are enabling to dolls to walk, dance, and talk. That is one more thing. So students, I'll just highlight this baby doll, large doll, and the other one is what? Feature
Feature
doll,
dolls.
feature doll, and then mini doll, because this is a portfolio range. That's what I'm highlighting. So they're saying mini dolls are pocket size and designed to be collected and played with a group of figures. And then fashion dolls, if I'm not mistaken, are sold to be dressed and accessories to enable play, challenging in changing the doll's appearance. So the diverse range of doll types means to appear one form to another, age 18 months to 12 years. I think this is having the longest life cycle. Yes or no? One of the longest life cycles. So I'll just mention here, customer life cycle is almost a decade, 1.5 years to 12 years. Children play with dolls. So you can have a very strong customer chain. Now, coming into the biggest question, What is the big risk of this? Dolls. What is the big risk? Every item has a risk. What is the biggest risk of having dolls? That is the question to the classroom. What is the biggest risk of having dolls?
Most of the companies having the same kind of doll. So similarities of dolls is a matter here.
Good replication. But one biggest challenge of retailing shop, gender population. Now, example, Pavitra, let's assume you have merchandise dolls. Okay.
Okay.
In a locality, the majority is boys. So can your dolls sales increase? No, right? No. So students, one of the factor to be considered is the gender population. Standardization of merchandising will be a biggest challenge for our 120 stores. Are you understanding, students? So if you have a standard number of female dolls, standard number of male items, it will be a bigger problem because there's a huge risk on this. And like Mr. Shenaz was saying, there can be a factor considering relating to the replication. They may have options to buy the other type of dolls also. That is correct. The next one.
Sir, also for the action figures, I think, would it be appropriate to tell that it, like, mostly boys get attracted to these Superman, Batman, and everything?
Yeah,
So
I can
shall we?
also say boys and majority is boys. What you're saying is correct, but there can be situation like Wonder Woman. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so in that case, also girls can be as well. So I'll
Correct.
just mention that Wonder Woman. So I can effectively say this is generally like depends. It depends on what action figure. Depends. For
Okay.
example, alien creatures. I think it is generally generic, right? Kung Fu Panda.
Correct.
Now Kung
Yeah.
Fu Panda,
Animals and
all
all are
animals, all are general, no students. So that's a good question. Now comes to the electronic games. Now electronic games, the biggest risk, let's start, is it is outdated. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because now do you think people are playing electronic games or mobile phone? Directly mobile phone, right? If I'm not mistaken. Now electronic game means this is not like Game Boy Advance or anything, or PSP or something like that. It is the oldest electronic games. Can you remember, Pavitra? Earlier they had color games. Can you remember? Sound will come when you click the alphabets A, B, C.
yes, sir.
So,
Yes.
so this is only that electronic games. Electronic games take the form of physical devices that has been preloaded with software that cannot be changed. That cannot be changed. Gameplay usually involves colored lights and audio beeps. Now, children are more advanced. Electronic games are generally designed to stimulate learning by preschool children or enable individual or group to play by older children. Electronic games designed for preschool children tend to set simple tasks such as identifying color and object, but I don't think now it is like that. Trend, I'll just write down here, trend has changed a lot. There's a trend change. So I'll just mention trend change also. Games for older children offer challenges such as remembering the sequence of flashing light. Two or more players may have compete to remember the longest sequence. Electronic games are a separate category from video games, such as consoles and software that's run in them. So one biggest challenge with electronic games, I'll show you the data also. This is a, I can say, an outdated product at the moment. The next one, non-electronic games. Now, non-electronic games are the card games like Ludo. I think you all may be aware, Ludo. Then they have chess, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this generally more than kids, the baby boomers, the Gen X, they may like it. Correct, no, Monica, if I'm not, sorry, Anushka, baby boomers, Gen X, they will like it. Agree. So get it very clearly, students. Now, non-electronic games can take many different forms. Play often centers around the board or deck of cards. There are usually competitive element to the game. Some games are based on chance, some are on strategic thinking and mixture of both. Games vary of intellectual property belonging to the manufacturer. Certain example, Monopoly. Have you all heard a game called Monopoly, Monica? Sorry, Anushka, Monopoly.
Yes, sir.
Sorry,
Yes.
sorry, Pavitra. Sorry,
Yes,
Monopoly.
yes.
So Monopoly, if you generally see students, it is generally a
Adults.
different an adult's game. Plus, there can also be. And the next one is games such as draw of checkers are generic and manufactured freely. Everyone produce it. Some games involve patented and trademark element belonging to manufacturer. Games can also involve image-based films, television programs manufactured under license. Again, observe the common thing in the industry is television program. So be very, very careful, students. A television guy will come in your examination. What do you think, Anushka? Yes or no? Someone
Yes.
will fall from the television, come with some rights, everything. Games can be aimed at preschool market, older children and adults as well. So if we observe, one good thing is, since games are generic, can we produce own branded games? Is it possible? Like own branded Ludo, own branded Snakes and Ladder, can we produce it? It's not costly also, right? What do you think? Snakes and Ladder, Happy Playz version can be produced. Yes or no? High chances, right? Are you understanding what I'm saying, students? You can have own branded type of thing. Compliments you can give. Yes or no? Like when a customer purchases for more than $1,000 or more than $500, you can give him own branded toy fun. Are you clear with that, students?
Yes,
Are
sir.
you? Yeah, yeah. So students, I will just write down a small note in the opportunity. So I'll write down here. I'll take to the opportunity. Own branded board games. Example, Snakes and Ladder. Students, observe it very clearly. These are very less costly. Even you can start your own company. It's not expensive to produce these, and these are more generic. So I'm coming back. I have a chat. I'll just go through that chat. Can the fact that electric games can be easily destroyed by kids since they will come see and buy water juice? That is also fine, Karen. That's also fine. Not only electronic games, mostly toys like action toys, they can get destroyed by the children. That's a good point also. Infant and preschool toys. Now, can you remember, Pavitra, in the last class, we were discussing about the infant and the babies. In this, the biggest challenge is goods are inelastic, correct? No?
Yes, sir.
Because these kids will always ask the toys every time. So that is the fact to understand.
They are
These,
needs.
yeah, it's a need. It's a need. These toys are designed to stimulate play and learning for babies and young children. Learning toys. Baby toys comprise simple items such as rattles, as most sophisticated battery powered for visual and oral stimulation. Toys aimed at children for 18 months to school age are adaptations of other categories of toys that are designed to be played with safety. Now, the biggest risk you would have found safety, correct? No, Pavitra,
Yes.
because in case
That's
if there is a small issue, like the edges are sharp, I think the babies will get, if I'm not mistaken, injured also. For example, action figures or dolls will have no small parts that might be swallowed. If they are licensed, they may be based on characters from preschool program. Again, license is coming. So I'll write down a small accounting standard called IAS 37. Students, please go through the notes already there. IAS 37 is provisions. There is an accounting standard called provision, and if there can be legal provisions. Just understand, there can be legal provisions like you are having a contract and you produce more than what you were given to produce. Something like that can come, or replication. you are going against the copyright, so many things can come. And the risk factor, I am going to write down here, students, the risk factor. What is the risk factor? Very, very safe. Safety. Safety is the risk factor, if I'm not mistaken. And infants, very dangerous segment. I have got a chat. I'll just go through that. Is it right to say as much as we can produce generic games, the whole market, that is competitors, may be offering the same as the way of incentive to the customers? Of course, of course. They may also do the same. Like if you see in the developed countries, like Walmart, everything, they have own branded items, Tesco, like that. You're correct. Outdoor and sports toys. When you see this outdoor and sports toy, the biggest challenge they have is winter. Because during winter, I'm 100% sure the people will not have the privilege to play in the grounds or anything. Outdoor toys can range from simple generic products such as balls to larger and more elaborate items such as swings, trampolines, ride-on vehicles. Generic outdoor toys are often cheap to manufacture and can be relatively high margins to the retailer, profit-making product. Sales are seasonal. That is the biggest issue. Not every time. Sales are seasonal, with demand peaking during summer months. Demand will peak during the summer months only. Outdoor and sports toys are popular with children of all ages, although individual products are aimed at specific age group in order to ensure safe play. The next one, plush. Plush means teddy bears. So I can say this is the classic toy. Correct me if I'm wrong, students. Classic, because it's one of the traditional toy. This category comprises of stuffed animals, similar products. These range from teddy bears to more abstract designs. Many plush toys are sold to the preschool market, although there have been attempts to enhance their play value by adding movements and sound. Plush toys can be manufactured cheaply. Ethical issue, yes or no? And many plush toys are generic. Now, the thing of plush toys can be manufactured cheaply is, the biggest problem is like countries like India, Africa, China. Do you think, Pavitra, you can outsource to third world countries which are
No,
having
sir.
lower income, and you can make a lot of money? Ethics can be there. Correct, no, students? So understand it very clearly. This is true also. Plush toys are generally produced in these countries only. So we may have like negative media publicity. So can I write down here, students? Media publicity all coming later. Some brands of plush toys are trademarked, and some often are sold to collectors. Some plush toys are based on characters of popular children book. Again, license will come. So once again, license factor. Like Winnie the Pooh, you may be knowing a cartoon called Winnie the Pooh. So Winnie the Pooh can be again one factor to be considered. So the next one, vehicles. Now vehicles, target audience is whom? Boys, right?
Voice.
Like dolls for girls, vehicle is for boys. Toy vehicles can be plastic or metal models of real or imaginary cars, trucks or buses. They can be designed to be pushed along the floor, and they can be motorized also. Motorized cars can be remote controlled or designed to be raced on special tracks. Toy vehicles can be licensed, again licensed, of real cars. They may also be based on car feature on television programs or films. Toy vehicles are sold to a wide range of ages, from plastic model designed for preschool children to limited editions sold to adult collectors. Collectors means these are very expensive toys, like Hot Wheels, because certain toys, they have collectors, if I'm not mistaken. Students, if you don't mind, can you just do a Google research of, I'll just mention a toy. Have you heard something called Dinky Toys by any chance? Has anyone heard about Dinky Toys in this class? Pavitra, have you heard about Dinky Toys?
No, sir.
Students, just search Dinky Toys. It's very, very, very expensive category segment. because dinky toys, you can check and see, very expensive, and they are generally bought by collectors like stamp collectors, currency collectors. There are toy collectors also. So students, any questions you have, you can ask me relating to the product segment. If you're fine with that, can I go down? If you are fine with that, can I go down? Yes or no? Yeah. Now, one opportunity I observed is we can have a special segment as collectors or vintage category. Students, are you understanding what I'm saying? There can be a special segment as collectors or vintage category. Agree? Collectors, can we talk about soldiers, classical vehicle? Yeah, you are correct. Yeah, you are correct. There is a cartoon called Toy Story. Anyone has watched that? Toy Story? Pavitra, have you watched Toy Story? Kin has watched it. In Toy Story 2, the cartoon character will be kidnapped by a collector. Are you understanding, students? It's a nice thing. So students, can we go to the next one? Branded products are sold on the basis of known and trusted brand names. Generic products are not sold on the basis of brand. So it's an issue between brand versus generic. The above classification excludes certain items that are described as toys but often sold through specialist retailers. For example, bicycles and video game consoles are generally excluded from analysis and reports of toy industry, even though some retailers sell them along with the traditional toys. So bicycle and video games are also sold. So I can generally say these are, I'll write down here. And video games. These are new segments. Now coming to the very, very important point. On the basis of Westarian, what students? Toy market. Understand it very clearly. This sentence is specifically focusing on which market?
Westarian.
Westarian toy market generated a retail sales of $8 billion in 2021. Again, observe the verbs very clearly. 8 billion in 2021. What do you think about the market size? 8 billion. Big market or small market, students? 8 billion in 2021. As per my understanding, a big market. Students, can I just write down here? Big market. Students, understand it. Billion market is a big market. I believe that is very clear for the entire classroom. Now let's do a small revenue segment analysis. So the highest item that is sold is infant and preschool toys. How much? 1.2. Correct, Pavitra? The main reason is inelastic demand. Agree?
Yes.
And can I also say the birth rate is very high in this country? The children population may be high. Correct? So higher children population, higher birth rate. Basic analysis. Now, students, the second one, if you observe, is art and craft. Again, learning toys. These are learning toys. So once again, art and craft is dominating the market. Then the next one is outdoor and sports toys. The only problem is winter no sales. Correct? You will not have any sales during winter. That is one more thing. And the next one, if I'm not mistaken, if you see the next big one is
non-electronics.
So again, adults pay non-electronics because like card games, all they play. And then after non-electronic comes the vehicles. So effectively, sorry, we missed the biggest one, dolls. One, it is one. So dolls means I can say girls population is high, if I'm not mistaken. One is dolls. And then vehicle, I can say specifically to boys. Then, if I'm not mistaken, Plush Classic Toys, they give it for gift, everything. And then if you observe action figure, trend is the challenge. Then building set, replica can be there. And the last one is what? Electronic games. It's only how much? It's only how much? 3. So students, are you understanding that electronic games are effectively going outside the market? Are you clear with that, students? Can I get a confirmation from you all in the chat box? Now, students, they are saying it is 8 billion, but the total is 7.8. So there is 0.2, and 0.2, I think, will be bicycle and other games, maybe other items. So students, these categories do not dictate the manner in which toys are organized and merchandised by the retailer. Now, before moving forward, students, I just want to go to the opportunity. So in that, can I write down one very important opportunity? $8 billion market size based on what, students? Based on revenue. It's a good market. And I believe that's a great opportunity to exploit in the market. Wisteria toy retail market. Students, can I get a Y in the chat box? If we can go with the Wisteria toy retail market, can I get a confirmation from you all? Thank you. Thank you. So Wisteria toy retail market, there are 5 main categories of toy retailers in Wisteria. So the customer have 5 options. It's a threat or a weak, it's a threat or an opportunity. I think it's a threat, because when they have 5 main channels, they have 5 options. So I'll write down here a note so that it is very clear. The Wisteria market has already 5 main sales channel to reach the consumer. That is one biggest challenge. Lower the sales channel, it's good for you. Independent toy retailer. Independent toy retailers are generally specialized toy shops. They sell toy alongside complementary products such as baby clothes and other goods that are intended to be used by the children. Most have only one outlet, that is like sole trader business. So students, can I just mention here, one factor to be considered is it is similar to what, students? Sole trader business. Independent toy retailers are often located in town centers to attract customers through enticing window display. So this is just a basic toy store, a family owned business or something like that. Independent, not under a group. Toy shop chain. Toy shop chains have multiple branches that specializes in toys. They also sell complementary product lines such as children's bicycles. The shop themselves tends to be large and laid out toy supermarkets. They are frequently located out of town in retail parks. Wisteria has 2 shops of toys, namely Happy Place and Gleetle. So we are here. Happy Place, and who is our direct customer? Competitor? Gleetle. So I'm going to write down Happy Place and our competitor Gleetle as well. And students observe it very clearly. Both sell online as well as from their shops. So I made a mistake in the last time. I said Gleetle does not have online store, but here, students, it is clearly mentioned both are selling what? Online. So students, can I mention here both online and retail? I am sorry for that, Mr. Shenas. Online and retail. And retail. Can I get a double Y in the chat box, students, if you understood this correctly? Because our competitor has the online stores and the retail stores also. Catalog stores. Catalog retailers sell wide range of goods. Customers can select product from purchase from printed catalog or retailer's website before visiting the shop to make the payment and collect their selected products. That means this is just a showroom where you can't see the product, you can order the product and get it. We specifically call this like factory outlet, students. It's like factory outlet only. Just book the product and buy. Very, very easy process. These retailers do not display products in their shops. Goods for resale are stored out of the sight of the customer and are fetched by the staff after customer paid. Curve Catalog in West Area is the only catalog retailer. It sells huge range of goods including toys. The company has many branches and also sells goods online for home delivery. So they have online also. So one thing I have to observe in this case is online stores are increasing step by step. Now, catalog stores, the weakness. Can you tell me what is the weakness of a catalog store, Pavitra, in your point of view? What is the major weakness do you see in a catalog store? Students, any weakness you can observe in the catalog store? This business model. Any weakness? The basic weakness I can observe is.
Hello, I see.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think, hello.
Yeah, Douglas.
Okay, from my point of view, I think one of the weaknesses of a catalog store is it does not offer physical presence for, let's say, for customer to
agree, completely
able to
agree.
look at the toy.
Yeah. Correct. So the correct answer is that. So the biggest weakness is no pleasure to the buyer. There is no pleasure to the buyer, and our buyer is small children, and small children generally wants to experience a location. This is very good for adults. This is very good for adults. Now, example, students, gym. If you look at dumbbell, everything, I don't think you need to go. You just check it and you just buy it. Catalog store is good for exercise products, but not for the toy product. For baby children, be very, very careful. So children will always not prefer to go to a catalog store. Adults may prefer, but not children. Pavitra, did you understand what I'm saying? Adults may prefer catalog stores, easy to go and buy, but do you think children may prefer a catalog store? Practically speaking, no. The next one, online retailers. Dedicated online retailers do not operate physical shops, purely online. Goods are chosen and paid through their website and then delivered to customers' home. Browser Shop in West Area is the only retailer whose product includes toys only. So students, this is the guy will be a bigger challenge for everyone. This guy has caused a disruption. Disruption means he has affected the business process by coming with a new innovative solution. So Browser Shop, and it's like a monopoly. So it is like a monopoly at the moment. And the last one is supermarkets. Supermarkets sell wide range of non-food items through their stores, including what, students? Including what, students? Toys. Customers find it convenient to buy toys while shopping for grocery. Supermarket often sells non-food items at discount in order to attract customers to their stores. So supermarket is also one more place where toys are available as well. Supermarket, online retail store, catalog stores, toy shops, and independent toy retailers. Students, can you tell me another type where it can happen in the future? Another distribution channel, emergence of another distribution channel. Can you think about? Pavitra, you are the finance manager. Can you tell me this is only 5 limited or can be more than 5? And can you tell me one way as a toy can come to the market instead of going through like this? I believe the question is clear.
Yes.
I will repeat the question to the class. Currently, we have only 5 methods how goods are going to the hands of the consumers. I'm asking, in future, can there be some other sales channel to reach the hands of the consumer? Very strategic question. If you tell
Hello.
the answer, yeah, yes, please.
Yeah, hello. I say, I'm not sure if I'm correct, but already we can see that we've got online. So there are a lot of channels because mainly these companies, they are mainly focusing on their website. You know, there are other agents that can advertise their toys for them so that they can be able to reach a larger audience coming back to online.
Correct. Thank you. So students, now I can say like this. Pavitra, one question I want to ask. Now, if you see Lego, you may be knowing Lego, right? Let's assume.
Yes.
Lego is a brand. Can Lego directly sell to the consumer in the future?
Yes, if they create their own brand.
Own
Own
website, yeah, right, they can directly come to the market. Students, can I get a confirmation from you all in the chat box if you are understanding that? Students, Lego can directly come to the market, if I'm not mistaken. And another way that can happen in the future, is, can there be small independent pages like in Instagram? Can there be small independent pages in Instagram selling like plush toys, basic handmade toys to the market?
Yes.
Can there be that also, students? There can be that also. Students, are you understanding that? That also is one possibility to reach the hands of the consumers. So get that application very, very well, because these are how it can go forward. And one more thing, like, can you remember, Pavitra, you clearly told the stationery, like art craft. Can you
Yes.
remember?
Yes, sir.
Can there be a situation, stationery stores selling toys in the future?
Yeah.
Bookstores, students, you would have seen some bookshops also sells toys. So they can do that also. So can you all please make a note about this, students? Can we think about it? So this is one way you have to make your mind very much comfortable. I always appreciate Douglas for coming forward with some crazy ideas and telling your point of view. So thank you for that. So I'm going to write down a thread.
Sir, one more, what I thought is those television programs, even they can like give sell goods like directly.
Excellent. Correct. Students, we are going to go with the retail market structure. So Westeria retail toy market by revenue. Now, if you observe one thing, Happy Playz is having how many percent? 10%. Gleetle is having 15%. Browser Shop is having 15%. And Curve Catalog has 17%. Pavitra, can you tell me why I did not underline supermarket and independent? Or any idea behind that? Why I initially took only these 4? Can someone tell me why I did not consider these two? Any idea? The reason behind that is supermarket cannot be only one player. It can be many supermarkets, right? It can be Tesco, it can be Walmart, correct? And so on. Independent retailers also, it can be not one player, right? Many players. Agree, no? If I'm not mistaken, there can be many players. So when there are many players, I don't think that is our point of focus. Our point of focus should be one player, because if you see, Happy Place is one player, Gleetle is one player, Grocer Shop is one player, Cover Catalog is one player. Students, did you understand that one player point? Can I get a confirmation from you all in the chat box if you got that one player point, students? One player means one separate legal entity is governing this market. If you see, if you observe and see, only 43% is clustered. 43% of the market is clustered, but the 57% market is controlled by only how many people, students? Four people, right? 57% is by 4 people, like audit firms. Big Four, they say, correct? So it's like the Big Four, if I'm not mistaken. So can I just write down here, like the big four toy companies? These are the big fours in these industries. Now, Pavitra, can you tell me any risk you identify in this Big Four? Can be upside risk or a downside risk.
There is tough competition here, like because there are four major players in the market.
Why don't you think, can there be, if there is a merger, just observe one thing. Any of these four merge between and form one alliance, they'll become the market leader. Did you understand what I'm saying? Because anyone, a Grocer Shop or Gleetle 30%, Happy Place or Gleetle 25%. Cover Catalog and Grocer Shop, if they join, I think everything is out. 32%. They will dominate the online market and go forward. So this is the biggest risk. So I'll write down here merger and acquisition. By even if we are merging, it's an opportunity. But if our competitors are merging, it's a threat, right? In simple language, students, you get that point of view, students. Are you understanding that?
Yes.
So I got a chat. I'll just read that chat. Despite having revenue in billion, we can mention going concern as a threat. Looking at the time Happy Place started, and now, yeah, I can completely agree with you. But we may face a threat, and that is our case study. That is our case study. We should give solutions to that threat. Thank you, Douglas. So students, if you don't mind, can I write that? If you don't mind, so I'll write down here opportunity. The ability to merge with another player, in the market. Another threat, I can say, the competitors joining alliance. Joining what, students? Alliances. Example, Cover Catalog and whom, students? Grocer Shop. Students, are you understanding? Can that be a bigger threat for our organization? Definitely, right? They will rule the entire online market and it will be a bigger challenge. I think, Pavitra, in India, Zomato and Uber Eats combined. Are you?
Yeah.
It
Sorry.
Yeah. So students, be very practical. It can happen. So I'll just highlight that also. So that is a good way of identifying that. So get that point of view very well. So students, let's go through the collectively. The toy shop chains have the largest share of retail market with 25%, but they are struggling to maintain market share in the face of competition from non-traditional toy retailers. 1000% agreed. Because non-traditional toy retailers, because if you generally observe, you see here 10 plus 15, that is 25%. Correct, no, Pavitra? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now, non-traditional toy retailers are, they also sell video games. You understand what I'm saying? Video games. They are also saying something, example like bicycles, that specialist sellers. Clear? Mobile phones. So these are like another bigger threat. Students, a practical question also, Pavitra, in UK or in India, nowadays, do you observe that toy shops have the crowd what was there when you were small?
No,
No, right?
no,
Students, just talking to
they
all the
have
students
reduced.
have reduced a lot, because students, you see Christmas time, I think definitely you all would have gone out, and you see families all are just idling. But I can remember when I was small, Christmas time, the toy stores will be crowded. Students, there was a time, I think you all would have encountered that. So this is a true factor. Okay, coming to Cover Catalog, is the largest individual toy retailer, although slowly losing market share to Browser Shop, because Browser Shop is doing very well. Cover Catalog is responding by focusing more on online sales and home delivery, which suggests that retail toy market will be driven to online sales. Now, I would ask one question from Pavitra. Do you think Cover Catalog's strategy is correct? Online sales and home delivery. Do you think will they able to break Browser Shop by just focusing on online sales and home delivery?
Only online sales and home delivery. I think that's a good point. But
No,
if they had
the,
stores also.
no. The biggest problem, Pavitra, if I'm not mistaken, is data analytics. Because without data analytics, can you do proper business in 2022? Very difficult, right? What do you think, Pavitra?
Yes,
You
sir.
observe everyone is starting online stores. Correct? Everyone is starting. But the successful people who are doing well in online store are the people who are doing a very strong data analytics. Students, if you have used Amazon and Flipkart, honestly tell me, Pavitra, Amazon has a better data analytics than Flipkart. What do you think?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Of course, students, if you observe, I did not use Instagram for the last 1 month. You will observe so many emails coming from Instagram. Why are you not using Instagram? So that is data analytics. Are you clear with what I'm saying, students? Can I get a double Y in the chat box if you clearly understood data analytics is something that needs to come in your examination as a solution? Because without data analytics, you can't compete in the market. The reality is that. So students, can I write down that also as a point? So one of our weakness, can I say, Pavitra, since you all would have gone through, do we have any data analytics until now? No, right? Did you check anything? Our company having any data analytics, Pavitra, by
No,
any
sir.
chance? No, right? So can I write down here? No data analytics. When did we found our company? Can you remember? When was our company founded? Anyone in the classroom? When was our company founded? I think our company was founded, if I'm not mistaken, in 1992. Correct? Since 1992 till date, what happened to data? What happened to us, students? Data. Students, are you understanding that point of view?
Yes, sir.
So I got a comment. Isn't there a good chance of impulse buying in the retail stores? Example, I go and buy grocery and bump into the toys. Yeah, that is already done by supermarkets. Now moving to the next one. The supermarkets are significant part of retail market, despite the fact they tend to offer only limited range that is restricted to most popular toys. Happy Play stores has approximately 7,000 different toys on shelves, while major retailers carry only how much? 1,200. So I can say we are safer with supermarket, because supermarket only has 1,200, we are leading. So I can generally write down here a green color. I'll write down. So I'll write down here competitive advantage. This is one of our competitive advantage. What do you think, Pavitra? Yes or no? Because
Yes, sir.
7,000 different products. So I'll just write that down in our strength. Students, I believe that is also clear for you. Can I move forward with the next one? Yeah. Independent toy retailers struggle to compete against other players in the retail market. That is true. They may only offer a restricted range of product because they are size of their premises. They do not buy sufficient quantity to receive the discounts as other retailers. Economies of scale is not there for small businesses. Their revenues are further threatened by a decline in the number of shoppers who shop in town and city centers. Some independent retailers specialize in particular types of toys, such as handmade plush toys and wooden toys. So I will just write down here, certain independents, they have wooden toys. So this can be an acquisition. Students, can I please write down here? We can acquire small companies also. And I'll just write down a small accounting standard. Please go through the notes once again. IFRS 13, which is known as fair value measurement. I have explained everything, students, in the Google Classroom. And if you have a problem in accessing, just ask me how I will guide you also. So students, we may also choose a niche market also. So I'll write down here, one opportunity we have is develop a niche market for wooden toys and customized toys by acquiring an independent toy retailer. That is also done. Retailers and manufacturers strategy. It's a very, very important page. Students, can I quickly get a confirmation from you all in the chat box if you are fine with that at the moment? Can I quickly get a confirmation from you all in the chat box? Excellent. Thank you, students. Thank you very much. Buying decisions in toy industry is heavily influenced by the taste of the children. So students, understand taste of the children. So data analytics of whom? Children. Very, very, very important. The market is constantly changing as each generation of children moves from one age group to the next. Demand for toys can be influenced by children's television viewing habit. Now, I can say one factor to be considered is television, or they are watching YouTube Kids. I think it's internet habits, or by publication of popular new books. These changes are not always easy to predict. So if you don't mind, can I write down one basic point in simple language? This one I can specifically say is internet habits, because we need to track the internet habits, right, students? Internet habits. I completely agree there needs to be and internet habits to be tracked. Toy manufacturers tend to combine the following approaches to maintain popularity among the brand. Then this is not done by us. This is done by whom students? Whom students? Toy manufacturers. Toy manufacturers. Now, before moving into that strategies done by toy manufacturers, can there be a chance, Pavitra, we acquiring a toy manufacturer, possible or not possible? Can there be a chance? So I'll write down here. Acquisition of a toy manufacturer. That is one strategy that can take place. Or toy manufacturer acquiring Happy Place. Either way, we don't know. Anything can happen anytime. Your mind should have that slogan, anything can happen anytime. Like that, you need to think. That's the best way a manager can think. Okay, incremental changes to the existing product. Manufacturers seek to maintain revenues by making incremental changes to establish brands and product ranges. Many toys have been popular with children for many years and continue to sell steadily. And manufacturers invest in order to maintain the popularity. Now, Barbie doll. Now, students, how does Barbie doll toy goes? Incremental changes, right? Pavitra, yes or no?
Yes,
They
sir.
take a doll, they upgrade it, right? The dress will be updated. The materials will be updated. The features will be updated. An existing toy might be improved by addition of a new accessory or an additional feature. Children are keen to own the latest version of a favorite toy. So small changes can lead to additional sales. Small changes, big sales. Toys that are sold as a series or as a range, such as model cars, can be enhanced by a least popular model with new ones. The promotion of new models can stimulate demand across the whole range. Advertising and promotional activities are also kept under review. Manufacturers work with retailers to persuade them to position their products in prominent positions in their shops and the website. So one thing is, it's a revenue source, because prominent position in the shops and their website, can you ask money for that? Yes or no, Pavitra? Because if you are going to keep one of the toys in a prominent position, can you ask money for that place? Possible or not possible? Highly possible, right?
Prominent position means?
Example, when you go to a supermarket, have you seen Kinder Joy very closer to the
billing
cashier?
session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tic Tac will be very closer to the billing section.
Yes.
And that is known as prominent position. The reason is it is not free. You need to pay money for that.
But it will grab the attention of the buyer.
Yeah. And currently we have how many stores? 120 stores. So can there be a new segment of revenue where we charge money to keep their toys in a prominent position? Possible, right?
Yes.
And also, have you seen in websites like Flipkart and Amazon, they will promote products, Chinese products, MI, have you observed flash sales? Have you observed that? That is also not free of charge. You need to pay money for the website. Students, can I quickly get a double Y in the chat box if you are able to understand that prominent position factor? So I'll write down here a point. Revenue can be enhanced by providing prominent position for the toy retailers. Students, I believe that gives a better clarity at the moment. Toy manufacturers. toy manufacturers. That is a good revenue, but we don't make revenue until now. It's opportunity for us. New products. Most toy manufacturers aim to develop innovative products. These generally offer a limited downside risk with possibility of substantial upside gain. Now observe it very clearly. Innovative products means the products where you can have upside gains also. New toys can be subject to market research and testing before their manufacturer decides to launch them. It is relatively unusual for a new toy to be a commercial failure. At worst, the new toy will not sell for a year or two and will cover its cost before it's withdrawn from sales. Occasionally, new toys generate massive demand. Manufacturers can sell as many of those products and they are able to produce. Retailers are keen to order many copies of manufacturers can deliver. The sales opportunities created by sought after toys tend to be short-lived. Competing manufacturers will often aim to launch their own version of toys. So the market becomes flooded with imitations. Now, students, this is more related with a concept called product life cycle. Students, I'll just write down here product life cycle, more towards a concept called product life cycle. Toy manufacturers will frequently attempt to retailers to place large orders for toys that are due to be launched in the hope that there will be huge demand, but successes cannot be predicted with any consistency. So students, I just want to write some concepts for your revision. There is a concept called target costing. This is a P2 page. This page is full of P2. So I'll write it down for you all. You can just make sure this is fine. Target costing is one area. And the other area, students, functional analysis. These are P2 topics. Another area is what, students? Functional analysis. Another area is value analysis. Another area is value engineering. Another area is known as ABC, that is activity-based costing. Students, if you don't mind, can you just, you can take a screenshot also, not an issue at all, but understand it very clearly, students. These are like very technical concerns that you need to have in mind. So can I move forward? If you do not mind, students, can I go forward in more detailed application if you don't mind? Yeah. So licensed product. Most categories of toys can be linked to a licensed image, such as a character from a film, television program, or a book. This can be as simple as coloring books with pictures based on storyline as complex remote control vehicles that is modeled to look like a vehicle from a film. Film and television producers and book publishers can earn a significant amount from revenues or royalties. So students, I have to write down one thing. We call it as IFRS 15 revenue contracts. Please refer the video, please. Very important. They usually work with potential licenses while they are film, program, or book in production. There have been many successful toys based on such licensing agreements. Students, so the three ranges are incremental changes, innovation, and licensed product. So these are the three ways goods can come inside the market. Students, can I get a confirmation from you all in the chat box if you are clear with this? License, new products, incremental changes. These are the two things or the three ways they can improve. Now, One thing, students, I can generally say, if I'm not mistaken, is generic products are missed. So can I write down here generic products? Generic products is also mixed. So it is very clear one section is generic products. Students, can I get a Y in the chat box? Generic products, yes or no? So that is also one more factor. Students, now let's focus on the timeline. If you're fine with those three, can I get a confirmation from you all in the chat box so that I can go to the life cycle of the toy manufacturing? Can I get a confirmation, students? Yeah, yeah, thank you. Retail toy sales follow an annual cycle. This is very important as a finance manager. They have an annual cycle. Toys sell steadily, albeit there's volatility during the first 3 quarters of the calendar. Fourth quarter accounts roughly 50% of annual sales by revenue. So fourth quarter is the December season, the last season in the year. So it's the cash generating season. Traditionally, West area children receive expensive toys. Students, very important to understand, expensive toys as birthday gift. And also during fourth quarter holiday season, children also receive inexpensive toys as gift throughout the year. And they save their pocket money to buy toys themselves. Now, my question to the classroom is, generic toys in this market, will they be successful or no? Pavitra, what do you think? Will generic toys do well in this market or no? What is your point of view? Will they do well or no? Students, did you understand the question? In the generic toys, the unbranded toys, can they perform well in West area? That's a good question I am asking here. I personally think it's a doubt.
Hello, I say.
No, sir.
Yeah, no, you are saying no?
Yes.
Why?
Because I don't think since it is already has a good standard of living, people will always prefer going for brands rather than buying a non-brand products.
Yeah, so that is the question. So generic toys effectively, students, there's a huge question. If you bring or import generic toys, will the people buy? Because all the people are rich in this country. So that is one factor to be considered. Students, the next one. Fourth quarter holiday season drives much activity in the toy industry. Manufacturers usually keen to launch new products at that time to obtain of maximum benefit on consumer spending. Retailers are keen to identify the toys that will be most popular so they can buy inventory and prevent loss of sales to the rivals. Frequently, one new toy launched at this season is in such great demand for retailer. So students, fourth quarter importance, very, very, very importance. You need to always make sure that you take care. Generally, apparel industry, during the Diwali season, you must make sure you have all the products. Toy manufacturers exhibit their products and annual Eastland Toy Fair every January. So there is a toy fair in January where they predict the new toys. This is the largest and the most expensive toy fair. So it provides opportunity to the retail buyers to meet the toy manufacturers' marketing managers. Manufacturers demonstrate new toys will be launched during the year, prototypes of toys under the development. Toy manufacturers also work directly with larger retailers, including Happy Playz. Marketing managers will aim to meet regular in order to maintain contact in hope of securing orders. Retailers generally make initial commitments to order the fourth quarter purchases at the end of the first quarter. This enables manufacturers to schedule production, particularly of a new product. So students understand very, very well logistics. Supply chain is very, very important because fourth quarter, you need to make the order very much early. That is very, very important. And the next one, students, in the point of view, in addition to ordering in advance for the fourth quarter, retailers place regular order throughout the year to replenish inventory to acquire any promising new toys to be launched before fourth quarter. Retailers must also prepare for the summer months when the outdoor toys are sold. Licensed toys create opportunities for both manufacturers and retailers, and this can generate substantial revenue. Demand for licensed products usually peaks in response to publicity of launch of the film, television program, books upon base launched. Manufacturers who have license will seek orders from the retailers long before the launch. Typically, retailers will have toy inventory for 6 weeks before its launch for promotion, and merchandising can coincide of that film, television, and the book. Licensed toys can be of several different categories. So major release can offer a welcome boost demand during the quieter time of the year. So students, this is the full analysis of the industry. Any questions you have, you can ask me, students. Industry analysis specifically containing to this case study is done. Please don't do real life industry analysis, because the case study materials are very clear, because it's very clearly mentioned. Don't write any ongoing global issues had not impact here. Don't go for global issues. And remember, you are working for Happy Place and this country. Students, any questions, any doubts in this? I have to be very transparent at the moment. So SWOT is still not yet over, but did you understand one thing, students? We are doing a fully analyzed SWOT so that it will be very clear for you all. Any questions, anything, students? You can ask. Is that fine, students? Can I get a Y in the chat box, students? Yeah. Any questions relating to the industry factor? Because Happy Place is the next thing. But are you clear with that? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So students, a small summary of the industry data we will do so that it will be very clear of what we are learning and what we are going to apply also. So students, coming into the subject. So we have Happy Place, our classroom. Yeah. And just a minute. A small summary of what we learned for today. Students, I need to continue this class because I wanted to do a very detailed analysis for your understanding. Pavitra, can we start working together?
Yes, sir.
So students, what I will do, I'll just write down a summary. Okay, others also can concentrate. So I'll write down Happy Place. Business industry. So this is only known as industry analysis. Are you clear what I'm saying, Pavitra? Because generally what people do in industry analysis, they'll take real life industry analysis. That is wrong, because examiner has clearly mentioned your point of focus should be specifically to this industry. Now, students, can you tell me what is the size of the industry? What is the size of our industry in terms of revenue? So industry size, students, if I'm not mistaken.
10%.
Very How much is the size of our industry?
10%.
No, that is market share. Industry
billion.
size 8 billion. W dollar 8 billion. Are you understanding, students, what I'm saying here? W dollar 8 billion. Are you clear with this, students? Can I get a confirmation from you? Our industry size is 8 billion. Thank you, King. Now, the next question, I want to be very specific. Of this industry, the share of revenue that Happy Playz has is how much? 10%. So students, can I write a summary? This is how I study. I don't close my books very early. Happy Playz will have how much? 10%. Can I get a confirmation from you all in the chat box if you are clear with that? Happy Playz effectively has something around 10% of this. You are a finance manager, right? You need to be aware about your company, your industry, what you are facing initially. Now, if I'm not mistaken, shall we do a small application of the players in the industry? Who are the major players in the industry? Shall we work on that? Because we need to do a very strong industry analysis. Who are the players in our industry?
Gerber's catalog.
No, first player is Gleatil, right? Because you observe methodically, because they are related players, right? Correct? Because
Okay.
Gleatil is same, our competitor. They have given their financial statements. They do also have online.
Yeah.
So Gleatil is one player, 15%. Then, if I'm not mistaken, I can go to Browser Shop, because Browser Shop, if you observe, I think they are also having 15%, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then the other guy is Curve Catalog. So students, Curve Catalog, if you observe, how much Curve Catalog has? 17%, correct?
Yes,
And
sir.
then supermarkets, Pavitra, what was the supermarket?
23%.
23%. Then students, after supermarket, independent retailers. How much was our independent?
20%.
20%. So you know this super. It's a super ideology of this. Now, one more thing that we need to be even thorough about our business is the portfolio of products that we are selling. Correct, Pavitra? So, shall we start working?
Yeah, sir.
Portfolio. Students, first one, if I'm not mistaken, the
Action
most.
figures.
Shall we go with revenue? If
Okay.
you don't mind. Money.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
The revenue, if I'm not mistaken, is art and craft, right?
Infant.
Sorry, infant.
No, infant and preschools.
Infant, no? Thank you. The second one is art and craft, right? Yeah. Then the next one, if you don't mind, dolls, right?
Next one is dolls and outdoor sports and toys.
Then action figure, I think.
Non-electronic games.
Okay.
Next one is non-electronic, sir.
Non-electronics, right?
that comes before action. Then vehicles. Vehicles, sir. After non-electronic, it's vehicles.
Oh,
Then comes action figures and plush.
correct. No, non-electronics, then vehicles.
Yes, sir. Then plush.
Then building, right?
Yeah.
And the last one is electronic.
Yes, sir.
Students, I believe you are getting the application very, very clearly at the moment. So one thing, if I am not mistaken, is in our portfolio, one of the biggest factor that you need to consider is it related to a cartoon character or a television series? Correct? No? Yes or no? That is
Yes,
another
sir.
question. So I'll write down here. Is it related to any televisions or cartoons or any license? Because students, it's very, very, very different, very, very, very important. Also, common factor to be considered. And how does manufacturers update this product? If you observe the updation of the product, what manufacturers do is only 3 methods at the moment they do update. So I'll just make sure that is also clear. One way they update is
incremental changes.
Incremental changes. Then new product. And the third one, if I'm not mistaken, is licensed product. And the threats, industry specific threats that we need to be concerned with. I'll just make sure that it's clear. So shall we work out that also, students?
Yes, sir.
The threats. The first threat, if I'm not mistaken, it's a basic threats. That is new sales channel imaging. New sales channels emerging. Students, there is high chance there can be new sales channels emerging. Correct, no, students, practically speaking. And another point of view, if I am not mistaken, another threat that can effectively affect is data analytics. The person who, the player in our market, browser shop, if they are very good in data analytics, they will be the market leader until a new things come. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that is one factor. Ethical threats can happen. Ethical threats. This is the entire summary, I think, what we have done. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, sir.
Students, just have a sketch of this, and this is the real industry analysis. Your worry should be effectively how we can dominate in the market, how we can compete in the market. And this market is if I'm not mistaken, it is a Shark Tank market. What do you think? Of course,
Yes,
right?
sir.
It's a Shark Tank. More competitors are emerging, more sales channels are emerging, government is not having any regulations. Students, I'm going for the question and answer session. So I'll ask one by one. Pavitra, any questions you have for the day?
No, sir.
Thank you. Karen, any questions for the day? Kin, any questions for the day?
No, sir. Thank you.
Nicholas, any questions for the day?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Shenaz, any questions for the day? Sigwalisi, any questions for the day?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So students, I believe we had a wonderful time for today. So effectively, I will meet you up in the next class, which will be on Friday. I will continue going through the case study in detail for the other part also. So thank you very much. Take care, students. Thanks for your time.
Sir, next class is on Thursday, no, sir?
Sorry, next class is on Thursday. I'm extremely sorry. It's
Okay,
very,
sir.
thank you. Next class is on Thursday. Thank you.
Okay.